Good morning, guys. We are back to have a fairly busy day today, running around doing some errands. We've got a handful of different jobs to go see. We've got to paint and measure out a couple jobs that we're going to be starting. We just loaded up the trailer full of some outdoor kitchen appliances that we need to go deliver tomorrow. Just trying to get ahead of things. It is freezing cold. It is 17 degrees right now, and nose is running and ready to get to work. Time to get some work done. All right, first stop today is going to be a pretty simple stop. We're just running up to a screened-in porch that we've been building for the last month or so, and we've just been trying to get the project closed out. We've been running into little issues here and there. The painter needs to come back and sand off a couple spots, just little kind of petty stuff. The gasket's missing on the screen door. It needs to be tensioned, whatever. But, dropping off the fan is something small, but there's also a lesson in that. And, normally when we're building a porch, we ask the customer to provide the fan that they want. And, normally we don't, the electricians don't really touch the ceiling fans. A lot of times the customer will just, buy one at their leisure and put it up, or, figure out what down rod they want. Like, a lot of times we just end up not really messing with that as a part of the project. And this time, the electrician decided to be quote-unquote helpful and hang up the fan, and now it's become a problem. They hung up the fan, and there was a weird sound while the fan was running, and of course, as soon as you touch something, it's now your problem. So that's what happens when you're a contractor. You have to be careful about what you're touching, what projects you're taking on, the outline of the scope of work, because then you ultimately become responsible once you touch something. So, obviously if their fan's not working properly, as far as the customer is concerned, I purchased a new fan. It was in the box, should be just fine. So if it's broken, sounds like your problem. So it ended up costing me a new fan, and which luckily wasn't that big of a deal. But it's just a small example of a larger principle that's really important when you're doing this type of work, to be very careful about expectations and communication. Those are the two things that we're always preaching to our customers is, listen, this is going to be a project that you really enjoy doing, as long as our expectations are aligned and the communication is clear and consistent. So again, just a good little lesson to consider when you're dealing with some of this stuff. And if any contractors, landscapers, whatever out there, it's really important to consider that and remember that before engaging in something, especially when it comes to drainage. For people that do drainage work, that's a big one. Do not put in drainage unless it's the exact way that you believe it should be done to function under any rainfall. Like, that's how you do drainage. You don't do drainage and say, well, they didn't want to spend much money, so I put in the black pipe, or they didn't want to, so we just, no. If you touch drainage, that means it needs to work when you're done. So you don't do it unless you can do it all the way to the max. Whatever you need to do, dig it out, run box drains, run big piping, run commercial piping, PVC pipe, whatever it is that you need, do it right or don't touch it at all. Because your problems come in the middle ground of that, where you touch things, you start to do them, but you kind of half-ass them, or you give an excuse of budget restraints or whatever the problem is, that it ends up becoming a thing. So just a little tip for the day. Be careful what you get into, because you don't know what it's going to turn into. So new fan delivered. It's a nice space. they've got a different group of painters coming to paint the house. But shoot, I could hang out here all day. Well, let me correct that, not when it's 18 degrees, but you can find me out here all summer and fall. I bet the woods are nice in the fall, even though it's primarily all pine trees. So this place is almost done. We've got to address these. We've got some inconsistency in the stain over here from when they were staining and moving the ladders. So we need to address that. We got to make that look a little better. So if we can get that looking good, this project will be done. Let's keep going. I'm like seriously hoping it warms up enough so that I can wash this truck, because it would look so much better if I could clean it. I have not been able to clean it since I picked it back up because it's been frozen. Ugh. Let's keep going. Alright, we're pulling up to this senior home community here that has asked me to come out and install a concrete walkway, kind of courtyard area, and they're in need of a little bit of some drainage problems to be resolved while we do that. And we're trying to get it painted out and finalized, the exact kind of layout, the dimensions, and as soon as we can get an approval from the management that they're good with the way it's painted and marked out in the drainage plan, then we're going to schedule this to be installed. So this is probably going to happen in probably in about a couple weeks. So stay tuned when you see this building again. Hopefully we're back here to start pouring. So this is where we're working. So we gotta try and solve these drainage problems, and we're gonna make this a little walkway courtyard. Alright, we got that done. We're gonna head to the next job, where we've got to go measure out for a railing to be installed on top of a retaining wall, and just kind of take a check-in on the job site, because we're going to be starting some landscaping there pretty soon. So time to hit the road, and I got my kombucha ready to go. Shout out Hum Kombucha. Some pretty big exposure you're getting here. Probably like all 7 of my subscribers are going to see this, so just saying. Let me get that contract. This is the new construction home. We've been working on this design and layout for the landscaping for about the last 3 or 4 months now, and the time has finally come. They're going to get the yard cleared out with masonry debris and such, and get the driveway installed in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So that'll give us an opportunity to get on the schedule for right after they finish. So we're just going to do a quick site walk and take a look at exactly the condition of everything, and just see if we can forecast any issues we might run into, and just kind of check everything out. So it's looking kind of like what we expected. I got a good bit of grate here. We're just going to kind of sod the front lawn. There's a lot of tree requirements that we have to install for the city of Sandy Springs, so that's something that can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. We're going to do a really nice landscape bed and planting design wrapping around the front of the house here. It's going to look really good. Backyard's looking good. Got it pretty well graded out. Nothing too crazy going on back here. We're going to make a little sodded lawn area here. They got the decks and stairs and everything built out. We're going to measure this wall for putting a railing on it. Well, technically not on it, behind it. They don't want to pay to put it on it. Most people that don't know, by the way, much more expensive to install a railing or a guardrail in the wall than it is next to the wall. So just a little thing to be considerate of is, you know, if you install it right behind the wall, they can just basically trench it, pour footings, and go. If you put it in the wall, you have to core drill every single hole, which takes a pretty significant amount of time. So that's just something to remember, you know, when you're planning and pricing out these projects, and, you know, also just telling your customer about it. Hey, job's pretty expensive, right? Well, here's a few ways to control the cost, you know, and see what that does. So let's head back to the truck. We're gonna get this thing measured out, do a walk around, and probably start moving towards our next meeting. So we got one more meeting today. That's it. I think after the next meeting, we'll probably see if we can get a little window of time to go hit the gym before we head back home. Get a little workout in. So it's looking good though. It's gonna be a beautiful house. Once we can get some greenery around it, it's gonna be real nice. So. All right. Got that done. We're gonna see if we can go find a car wash that's open, and if they are, then I can get a few follow-ups and emails and stuff that I need to get sent out done. So that would be perfect. So we'll see how the rest of the afternoon goes. We're up to about 44 degrees now, so I'm hoping it being up above 32 that the car washes will be open. So we're gonna find out. Stay tuned. Finally got her cleaned up. It was a really crappy quality wash job, but definitely better. This is like, I don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but it's so bad. Like, I don't understand drive-through car washes. It does not clean the car. Like, how is it supposed to get all the contours of everything? But anyways, trying not to complain. I'm happy I got it washed, and we can do a more detailed wash, you know, maybe later this week or weekend. All right, guys, we just pulled up. We got a clean truck. Well, semi-clean truck, cleaner truck, less dirt on the truck. And we've got all of our meetings done. We got all of our follow-ups sent. We're in really good shape right now. We've got a couple designs we got to get done. I'll probably have a little bit of time for that tomorrow. I'm gonna do some filming tomorrow, showing you guys our day again, because we've got some cool stuff. We're gonna take that outdoor kitchen appliances and get that delivered, and get that dropped off. And then we've also got an event down in Atlanta for Techo Block. So they're doing the Techo Block show, that I'm really interested to go check that out and just get a little bit more information on some of the details of their products, learn, you know, kind of what it is that they're looking to lean into with their lineup. I think I've said it before, but Techo Block pavers is my go-to. It's kind of my right-hand paver that I would recommend for many different applications. I just think it's a premium brand. I think it's a top quality product, and I'm excited to kind of show you guys a little bit more about that tomorrow. But we got a few more things to knock out. Let's get a little workout in. We'll go get something to eat afterwards, fuel up, head back to the shop. So stay tuned. Let's go get a little burrito bowl action and keep on with our day. We got a couple other things we got to tackle, and then we'll be good to go. We at the spot. Let's go get us a burrito. I'm hungry. I'm starting to get a little hangry now. It's time to get it in. Let me get a sponsorship, Chipotle. Let me get that sponsorship. I'm still out here promoting y'all, even though you give me terrible service, showing the love. So don't say I never did nothing nice. And we're off. Alright guys, we're gonna shoot up to the office real quick. We got a little bit of some organizing, some tidying up we need to get done. It's not like completely frozen cold outside right now. It's like 45. So seems like a good opportunity to get it done. A few things I need to get unloaded off my trailer that are metal items. Again, super difficult to do when it's really really cold outside, because everything's just frozen and covered in ice basically. So we're gonna head over there and we'll see what we got going on at the office. Alright guys, we're back here at the shop, and something I wanted to do as a YouTube consumer myself is I like when people do kind of a walkthrough or just like an equipment tour, in a sense, of the equipment, the tools, the trucks, the whatever it is kind of set up and process that you work out of. And it's definitely kind of shaped and made me rethink my process on starting my business and how I wanted to do things just from seeing how others do theirs. So hopefully one day this will be maybe valuable to somebody else. And also I think it's going to be cool to maybe do this video again in a year and just kind of see the change, the growth, the progress through the years. So I'm just going to do kind of a walk around and give you guys a quick little tour of the shop warehouse portion of my office. I'm going to wait on showing you the showroom and kind of the front end side of the office until we're done with it, because it's not really done. We're in the midst of things right now. It's a little bit of a mess as we're getting all of it put together, but we're excited about what we've got. So the space that we're working with is a 3,000 square foot warehouse where I can store materials and tools and all kinds of equipment. It's nice because some of my equipment can be stored outside, the things that make sense to have stored outside, and then some of it obviously I keep in the shop. So it's been perfect for me because I can protect things, pavers, stone, material. It's really nice to be able to have that covered sometimes, especially when you're talking about light colored stones that can stain. It's really easy for wood, obviously wood, but a lot of different materials to deteriorate if you leave them outside. So I want to continue to develop outside. I think there's some opportunity there, but we'll get to that in a second. A lot of materials in here. I have plenty of space to do pallets of stone, paver samples, landscape pebbles that are left over from jobs, some ruble, some mortar, cement, boulders, pipe, I mean, you name it. That's probably been the best part, I feel like, about having the shop, is just the space to be able to store, stage, prepare for jobs. I can order materials for jobs before I really even need them and have them stored, in the warehouse. And then the morning I want to start the job, I'm able to just load it onto a trailer and start working our way forwards. Pressure washers need to get put up. I just dragged this hose in here. I'm going to try and get this corner tidied up a little bit. But silt fencing, orange fencing, for construction, all kinds of different drainage materials we kind of store on the shelf over here. Landscape lights, connectors, elbows, 45s, just all kinds of stuff that you might need on kind of a day-to-day basis, and decorations for my sister's Christmas trailer. We did a Christmas parade float that we decorated, and those are the leftover supplies from that. I got to get rid of that. If anybody wants these, please come take them. I'll deliver them to you because I'd really like them to be gone. Anyways, we did the pegboard wall over here so we can hang tools, shovels, levels, obviously. Try and just, clean it up a little bit. And when you're coming into the shop, the goal is that you can see what you're looking for and go and get it, not have to move things to be able to get things. So I just like having stuff on the wall to kind of have it on display a little bit. It's all about just trying to have an organized, kind of tidy environment in here. So cedar boards, extra cedar boards. We got a couple LVLs, some big 2x12s and stuff for deck bands that are left over, and different stuff that we can utilize there. So a lot of materials, a lot of opportunity with the materials, which is nice. And then we also have another little workshop space. I've got the tool bench with my computer set up, so I can come in here, drop the laptop down, work for a few minutes. Again, you know, this is a good space, you know, to be able to just have everything out on display, everything accessible, everything available for kind of a quick grab and go type thing. Shout out Pops, Handyman Online, got to represent. Shout out Pops with the classic little garage bin. But again, car cleaners, oils, obviously glass cleaner, you know, all the good stuff, treatments, fertilizers and stuff for plantings, extra straps, extra paint. Come over to the other toolbox we got, just loaded full of more tools, more crap. Put the speakers up top. It's kind of rigged up there. It's a little silly, but I just like that they're out of the way. They sound good. Again, shout out Pops on the speakers. And then the shelf here. This is all of the uniforms for the guys. So as they tear them up and make them nasty, we can come in here. Everything's labeled with exactly what sizes are in each box, what colors, what types of stuff. You got vests, hats, beanies, winter jackets, hoodies, everything they need. And we do everything in Carhartt. So it's all Carhartt brand stuff. I like for the guys to wear the clothes that I give them. I like for them to take pride in it and to want to put them on, and for it to be comfortable. You know, I don't want it to be a pain to have to wear the clothes. I want them to, you know, look forward to putting the shirt on. So again, just a bunch more clothes. Definitely overdid it on the clothing order that I just did recently. I got a little bit carried away. I have a tendency to do that. So a lot of these tools are not mine. These are Dom and all of his tools for carpentry, woodworking projects, you name it, kind of whatever. Cement mixer, in case we got a little something we need to do. A jack, mops, vacuums. We got the fridge in here. Still need to get the fridge stocked up. I cleaned it because it was just gross, but still need to get that stocked up with some Gatorades and stuff. I think that's going to be clutch in the summer. Just being able to bring a cooler in here and load the guys up, you know, full of cold drinks in the summer. I like to do that. Just put a little cooler in the back of the truck, and, you know, as I drive around throughout the summer, bring the guys different things, you know, cold drinks, a little snack here and there goes a long way when it's freaking 100 degrees outside and you're working your butt off all day. So we improved this little corner over here. This used to be a nasty shop sink, and I had Dom come and plumb in this nice little shop sink. Got a little bit of storage underneath there. Had him plumb in a hose bib attachment here, so I can easily attach a hose, wash off equipment, tools, trucks, whatever is something that I'm definitely looking forward to. And then just having a sink to keep, you know, for nasty hands and stuff, washing it and keeping it out of the bathroom. We got a little bathroom here too that we redid, put some flooring in. So that's that. Wall of ladders. Got a little bit of trash over here. We're going to get that thrown away, but that's kind of what we got for materials and tools. I think the last thing would be the equipment that we use. So this is my 2020 Takeuchi TL8. Really love this thing. I would buy 10 of them if I could, because I just really enjoy using them. And I've had a lot of hours on a skid steer, so I'm very comfortable. I'm in a skid steer as compared to excavators and dozers and stuff that I haven't really used much. But this machine really helps out a lot. We'll use it for light grading jobs if it makes sense. We use it for picking up materials. But the most beneficial thing that it does for us is just shop maintenance, basically. Being able to move all these pallets around, maneuver stuff, being able to unload deliveries, being able to load trailers right outside. It's super, super helpful because I can go get materials days in advance, unload them off my trailer, have them ready in the shop. If I've got time on a Tuesday for a Friday's job, I might as well go ahead and, you know, let's get it done. Let's get ahead of the game. So then I can come here Friday morning at 6 a.m. before any of the stone yards would be available or nothing, just me by myself, load my trailer, take my time, get it strapped down. It's just, it opens up a lot of opportunity. So really love this piece of equipment. This is it's about a 10,000 pound machine. It's a great machine, powerful. Obviously the TL10, TL12 and stuff are obviously more powerful, but they're also girthier, heavier, which I don't really need for what I do, honestly. This machine is kind of the perfect size. The 6 gets a little bit small. In this machine, we will definitely max out when taking pallets and stuff off. Like that Rubelstone pallet full, yeah, it was at beyond max capacity, I'll say that. So one cool little tool that we like to use is this little fork attachment. Found the red piece on Amazon where it just slides on the end of the fork, and then you can throw a trailer hitch in the end of it, and I can use that to easily just grab trailers and move them around as need be. And it's really convenient because if I want to put my gooseneck trailer inside the shop for some reason, there's not enough space out here for me to do that without using the skid steer, because my truck is too long to back it all the way in. So that's a cool little attachment, and it's nice to have when you're in my scenario and kind of the application that we use. So moving on to the trailers, there are 3 trailers that I use. Least used trailer here would be the enclosed trailer. That is a 7-foot wide by 16-foot long tandem axle. I believe this is a 2020 model, fairly new trailer. I bought this from Dom, and I don't use it a ton, but it's convenient when I need it for plant material, trees, shrubs, etc. You know, stuff that you want to try and protect a little bit. This is the delivery we need to make tomorrow of outdoor kitchen appliances. So we're going to be pulling this thing around and get this delivered. But it's a great trailer. You know, it's got the automatic lights that he put on, which are perfect for me. You walk in here in the dark, in the night, whatever, and it immediately lights up for you, which is super nice. I love this trailer. I just like having it. It's pretty cheap, so it's just nice to kind of have, throw in the corner, and you know, then I can use it whenever I need it, or just, you know, need to protect something. This was part of the reason that I got this suite that I did, is I wanted the end because I wanted to create a parking area over here, which gets used constantly. These are my 2 other trailers. Max D, see if I can get this right. I think it's a 7x16 as well. Same dimensions as the enclosed, but it's a deck over dump. So which is nice. The load gets carried a little bit higher. You rarely deal with any sort of bottoming out, scraping of the rear end or anything with this trailer because it sits up tall. I love that the sides drop down so that you can use it for moving palletized material around like just fine. Is a really nice element to it. So it's a great trailer. The thing's a beast. It doesn't dump very quickly, that's for sure. It's definitely going to take its sweet time. I've got a really poorly loaded load right now. Loaded load. I'm going to act like that's how you're supposed to say things, but this dirt is like so heavy on the back, and the weight is not well distributed. You know, I try and tell the guys, but I don't know, it just sometimes don't happen. And I was pulling this back home, and it just feels terrible pulling it because the weight's not distributed the way it's supposed to be. So I've got a heavy rear end, which is where you get a ton of tail, you know, wag, and your trailer wants to do this constantly the faster you go. So I'm going to try and get this to the dump tomorrow if possible. This is part of the trash. You saw the little bit of trash inside, and we got some more in the gooseneck. But again, great trailer, nice, beefy, heavy-duty build. I love it. I mean, it's super useful for us. Again, I could grab the skid steer, grab the front of that trailer, move it, take it out somewhere, do whatever I need to do. And same thing for here. I can grab any 3 of the trailers and move them where I need to go. So, last but certainly not least would be the big boy. This is a 8x25 Gator made gooseneck trailer. got the big tires, the thick ply, you know, just with all the crap we're doing and the curbs that you bump and stuff with a loaded down trailer. The tires have been nothing but great for me, you know, since I've owned the trailer. Generally speaking, the trailer is a beast. It really is. I do have an issue with vibrations on the trailer, and I would be lying to sit here and act as if it's not self-inflicted. I definitely think I've just overloaded the trailer too many times, where there's some specific speeds that it just, I mean, it's really obnoxious. At like 30 miles an hour, it's like driving bricks dragging behind you down the road. When you put weight on it, it's totally fine as soon as you put weight on it. And where you put the weight on it is definitely a very important part to it, to be able to get it to ride nice and smooth. So I pretty well got the hang of this thing by now. I know this trailer like the back of my hand. I did take off all the Gatormade badging. I think it was a little bit obnoxious personally. I don't like that they do the bright lime green stickers everywhere. So I pulled that off, just cleaned it up a little bit. I like the black look of the trailer. I think it's sharp. The reason I got this is the rear end of the trailer. So when you're coming up an incline, maybe 5 or 6 inches higher at least than the Big Tex. The Big Tex sits just a few inches off the ground. So that was definitely something I knew I didn't want. And I really like the Gatormade side access step here. All the other brands, they do a weird little like kick out step here off the side, which is not nearly as easy to use as having it wing off the front here. So another thing I love about it. And the toolbox, that thing's big. I can fit a lot of crap in here. Geez, I still have trash in here too. I got trash everywhere right now. That's why I need to make a serious run to the dump and just get organized again. So, but I can fit tons of stuff in here. Chains, binders, straps, wheel chocks. I definitely recommend that people use wheel chocks more often. Going back to this, the wheel chocks are like freaking $20 online, and that could be the difference between you know, unloading your trailer and your truck taking off and running. And who wants to deal with that? Like, nobody. Get the wheel chocks. People don't use those enough. I've got like 12 of them around here. I use them for door stops, but seriously, you got to have them on all your trailers. It's really a smart thing to do. Anytime you're hooking up your trailer. Those are our 3 trailers that we use all the time. And the bucket we leave outside because we rarely use the bucket. Really almost always are using the forks on the skid steer. So, but just in case we need to do a little bit of grading or something. So last but certainly not least, the truck. This truck is the best. It's so everything. It's just reliable. It looks great. It's powerful. It's got great features. It's comfortable on the inside. It can literally tow anything I've ever hooked it up to. I'm obsessed with this truck. I ordered this truck brand new. It is a 2022 F350 Super Duty. It's a platinum level Tremor edition. It's never really let me down. I've put it through hell and back. I've dinged the front bumper there. There's a ding on the hood. I've had to replace the passenger door. I've had to replace the tailgate. I mean, I work the heck out of this truck, and I just love it. It's really never let me down. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. Like, it's so obnoxious to try and take this and like go up and through trails. Like, you can't do it. I mean, you can, but like, you just can't. Like, I literally was scraping all the way down the sides, up and down this trail we went and tried one time. It's just so wide and trying to make these tight cuts. So that would be the only thing I wouldn't recommend doing with this truck is doing some trail running and doing some off-road stuff. I mean, obviously mud, dirt, whatever, it's fine. But, you know, skinny trails, it's a big old truck. So again, just love this truck. 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel. I may do a future video on all the little modifications and things that we've done and tweaked and played around with the truck. Really, really happy with it. And there's not much I would do differently. I got the 350 just for the leaf springs, by the way. Some people don't know about that. There's very, very few differences between a 250 and a 350. Really the only difference is the diameter of the rear axle and the amount of leaf springs that you get underneath the bed. So for me, you're pushing, a 6-figure truck when you order something like this, and it's a $1,500 or $1,800 difference to go from a 250 to a 350 at the time that I ordered it. That's silly, in my opinion, to not go with that. Some people are like, oh, it's gonna ride super stiff. It's fine. It's a heavy duty truck. Yeah, it's gonna ride kind of stiff, but I mean, it's a beast. It just helps kind of give a little bit more oomph to the back end. Quite honestly, if I would have done a 250, it would have been a big mistake, because sometimes I'm like, damn, this thing squats so much, on the back end with a heavy dump trailer. But man, if I would have a 250, I probably would have snapped this thing in half by now. So I did put some power running boards on, which I really like. Ignore all the crap in my truck right now, but again, really, really, really love this truck. It's how we get done what we need to get done every day. So I basically live out of this truck. I spend more time in this truck than anywhere, but probably my bed or my home. But this year's been great. It's been super great. It's been a lower stress year than I've had in quite a while, honestly. I have the right tools, I have the right people, I have the right everything to be able to get the type of jobs that I want to do done. And it just makes life a little easier. I've had no service issues, repairs, kind of stuff. Of course, maintenance. You got to do maintenance, obviously, but just having reliable stuff is a good recommendation. I really enjoy what I do. So, get something that's going to last. Invest in yourself, invest in your business, but most importantly, invest in your opportunity, invest in the potential of what your business could be or what you could take it to. So that is it for today. I'm going to wrap it up here. I feel like I've been talking for about 11 days straight. So appreciate y'all tuning in. We will do some different videos about some other content here real soon. The showroom, some of the aftermarket truck stuff we've done. A lot of people have a lot of interest in my truck. I'm gonna do a truck video one day when I get it clean and get it all shined up nice and get the rest of the dirt off that the car wash did not get. So, but again, that's going to be it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow, we've got a really cool event that we're going to go to, and we're going to film as much of it as we can. So, hopefully you guys tune in for that, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.